Thanks everybody for coming on board here. So the purpose of this training today and for the next several weeks will be on coaching. Coaching is something that is overlooked quite a bit in our service industry and other industries. This first week, we're going to talk about what coaching is and what it's not. This information I'm going to be teaching is from the John Maxwell team coaching training by Christian Simpson, and he's an excellent coach. He's one of the top coaches in the world. He has about 72 hours worth of training on the John Maxwell team, and I'm getting close to getting through it all. In maybe 5 or 6 hours worth of training, I'm going to trim this down quite a bit to just the basic. I'll be taking the main parts of it and sharing with you guys, and hopefully you guys can get a lot out of it. Hopefully you can get as much out of it as I have. It's changed the way I think in just about everything when it comes to meeting with people and influencing people. So, all right, so we'll get going. So what is coaching? Imagine a relationship that is entirely focused upon you. Now that sounds kind of selfish, but imagine that. Imagine a relationship that's entirely focused upon you. It's kind of like maybe when you were a little kid and your parents paid attention to you all the time. But we're adults, so we don't get very many relationships like that where it's focused upon you. Most of the time, the relationships that we have primarily are focused on them, and we're primarily focused on ourselves to a great deal. But a coaching relationship is one of those relationships where it's focused on the person that is being coached. Imagine someone listening rather than just hearing you. Imagine a person like closing their mouth and paying attention to all of the words that you say with the intent of hearing what you say and understanding what you say. We probably don't have a lot of relationships in our lives where that happens to that degree. Or imagine someone who holds you accountable to the dreams and aspirations that you would have. Not necessarily the dreams and aspirations that they have, but the dreams and aspirations that you have. The things that you want to accomplish in your life, or maybe you once wanted to accomplish and maybe you've abandoned that dream. But imagine someone who wants to know those things and wants to hold you accountable to the things that you know you can and should accomplish. Or imagine a relationship with someone insatiably curious about who you are and who you intend to be. So someone that wants to know about you. And so they ask you questions. They want to know why you think the way you do and what caused you to think that way. Or imagine a relationship in your life with an individual who's often more committed to you or what you want to achieve than you are. That's kind of crazy. I've met people like that are more interested in helping me become something. They have a better idea of what I could become than what I do, and they help me to see that. They've helped me to realize that the dreams that I have can actually become reality. Or imagine a relationship with someone who has no agenda other than your growth and success. Now, in our service industry, so often when it comes to a relationship between a supervisor and an employee, so often it's more about their agenda, or we want you to make the store make money, and we want you to hit this goal or that goal, and so it can often be about our agenda. But if we're truly going to coach people effectively, it's going to be about their agenda and helping that person grow and succeed, because only when that person owns that, that's when we can be successful too. That's when you guys as leaders in the company can be successful, when the people under you that you're coaching can grow towards success. Or imagine in your life, who sees the potential of your true abilities? Imagine somebody that sees your potential and your abilities better than you can. See, we're all born with a blind spot. We can't see what we can't see. Even to look at the back of your head, think about it. You need 2 mirrors or other people to tell you what the back of your head looks like. And mirrors are just reflections. And so sometimes people can see our potential better than we can see our potential and our abilities. We tend to question our abilities. We tend to question our potential, and maybe we don't have a lot of confidence at times, and we don't think we can tackle some of these dreams that we think, but other people might be able to see it differently. And sometimes that is very encouraging to hear somebody that knows that you have potential and they can help you see it better so that you can feel better about yourself and your abilities too. Sometimes you don't even know what your own abilities are until somebody puts you in a position where you have to achieve, or you have to try something new, or you have to, whatever it is, you have to raise your standard and get better. And that's what other people can do if they're coaching you in your life. Or imagine a relationship where you finally break free from the prison of self-limiting self-talk that has sabotaged your growth and success in the past. See, we all have self-talk. We tell ourselves things. We tell ourselves, I don't think I can do this, or it's going to take too long to do this, or nobody's really on my side, so I don't think I'll get enough help to do this. See, we talk to ourselves and we tell ourselves things all the time. And unfortunately, one of the major things that we tell ourselves, one of the most common things that we tell ourselves is, I can't. I can't. Those are two simple words, but they're two of the most powerful words in the world. And they're powerful in a very limiting way. Sometimes when people can help coach us, we can break free from the prison of self-limiting or self-talk. It does sabotage our growth. Imagine where we could all be right now, each one of us that's on this call right now. Imagine where we could be if we never did limit ourselves with our self-talk. What if we just always pushed forward and tried every time, no matter what the challenge was or no matter what the obstacle was? We just tried and we didn't say, I can't. That doesn't mean, be reckless in what we're doing, but what if you just never talked yourself out of things? What could we accomplish? That's an idea, just a quick glimpse of what coaching could be like and what coaching is like, and how it can change the way that we perceive ourselves and our opportunities going forward. So if a person intends to operate at a professional level and be one of the best in the field, they must demonstrate a good understanding of it. So really, when it comes to coaching, we need to understand it. We need to understand what it is and understand what it isn't. And so there's a lot of confusion in the world when you hear the word coaching. Sometimes people don't really know what coaching is. They just think it's telling somebody what they need to do, or giving somebody advice, or maybe it's just holding people accountable, or whatever. There's a lot of ideas out there. And so what I want to do is I want to take a few minutes here and break down a few different ideas on what coaching is and what coaching isn't, and some of these other elements. We did talk about this in Truth and Leadership a few months ago, and so it might be a little bit of a review for some of you, but so here we go. So